All right, before I continue on with more functions, I want to show you something that will really help your programming debugging or troubleshooting when things don't go the way you think it should. And it also helped me demonstrate how these greetings are working. And so I'm going to teach you something called debugging. And what I'm going to do is I have my console right here that we just got finished doing. And you'll notice the line numbers here. If I move my mouse cursor to the far left, there's a little gray pane here to the left, and I click on something actionable, meaning like this is a blank line, so clicking here, oh, it did work, okay. I'm going to click on greeting. And what's happening is this is called a breakpoint, meaning I want the program to stop when it gets to this line so I can watch it run line by line. Like in the past, we just watched the console run, we answer some questions, and boom, the program's over. But we're going to actually watch this program line run line by line so we can see how it works. So let me just kind of demonstrate that. So I have my breakpoint, so I have that red line, that red dot, and you can toggle it on and off, but I want it on right now. And I'm going to come up to the menu here, and I'm going to choose Debug and Start Debugging. And I'm going to click on that, or F5. And so when it runs, what's going to happen is it's going to compile, it's going to do all of its thing. And notice that nothing's happening as far as I can tell. There's a yellow arrow in the red dot. Nothing happened on my console window. But if you look here, there's a slight gray rectangle around the word greeting. So what's happening is that the program ran to this line and it stopped. So wherever your breakpoint is, that's where it's going to stop. In our case, it just happened to be the very first line of the main function. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to come up here. You should see up in your menu area these series of stop debugging. So that means just quit, don't play, I'm all done, which we're not going to do right now. I'm going to come down through, there's lots of arrows, but we're just going to address this one that says step into. So it's the blue arrow that's pointing down to the dot, to the breakpoint. And the idea here is, again, this program has run up to, but did not actually execute this line. So I'm going to hit step into, which means what is the very next line that this program would normally run, and I can watch it happen. So I'm going to click on this little arrow down, and you can see the yellow arrow moved up here. So I'm now inside greeting, and you can see this gray rectangle has moved into the greeting. So line by line, I can watch this program run and pay attention to what it's doing every step of the way. So I'm currently stopped on line 10. 10 hasn't run, but it really doesn't have anything to do. So I'm going to click on step into. Now I've got to line 11. I can see that from my yellow arrow. And what's going to happen when I hit the next line, this line hasn't run yet, so my console line is still blank. When I click on this step into icon, then see out is going to actually run and the program's going to stop on line 12. So let me do that. So when I click on that, see out ran, and in fact I see the word aloha, which is exactly what was supposed to happen. Line 12 has not run yet because it stopped. It stops before the line runs. And so now if I hit that little icon again, see out is going to put it's snowing. You can see that the program has stopped at this curly brace. So we'll ask it, okay, where are you going to go next? And now you can see that it demonstrates we went to greeting, and now the program has returned back to where it was called from and is now sitting on line 19 waiting for us to continue. So again, if I step into, I'm going to see that line get executed, and I can see my I'm finished got executed. The program is waiting for me for more information. Shall I keep going? Shall I stop? Should I not play anymore? That's what this red button's for, like, okay, I'm done watching it. I don't need to watch it line by line. Or I can click on continue, which would continue on. Let's say I have another breakpoint. Let's do this breakpoint on line 12. So I'm going to click on this bar to the left of line 12. We know that greeting is going to be run next. So if I hit continue, the program is going to run until it gets to the next breakpoint. So I'm going to do that. And you can see that I skipped having to watch it do some of these individual lines. It stopped here. That's what continue's doing. And so now I can keep going line by line. It's finished doing that second output. and then it's going to return back to where it came from, which was here, and then the return is going to finish, and we should get to our end of our program, and now we can see that the program has ended. So getting comfortable with debugging is really going to be key, because as you'll see later, it helps you pay attention to where your code is going and what is it doing, and we'll look very soon on how it also shows us what variables contain what information. So get used to debugging. It'll be your friend.